Do 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 do. That's my impression of the X-Files theme song. Apparently, a relatively simple song to write. But anyways, this is the K5 Blazer here by Greenlight, and it's from the X-Files. And you can see the photograph back there. There it is, in the X-Files. Okay, well, let's take a look at this thing. It's obviously in this packaging. The Blazer is a full-size, but yet the smallest full-size SUV by Chevy at the time. And it was available, well, it started way back in 1969, the Blazers, but this is the second generation one that we're looking at, a model at. And the second generation was available between 1973 and 1991. And there was many different engine choices as usual from GM. 4-liter inline sixes or 4.1-liter inline six, all the way up to a 6.6-liter V8. And they weren't really that powerful, 100 up to 210 horsepower. I guess the one of the changes that were made here is the tailgate and the glass were one unit. So basically the rear glass, I think, slid down into the tailgate. Whereas I'm guessing earlier ones, maybe the tailgate was all metal and the glass was on a hinge up here or something. But please correct me if I'm wrong. And I guess in 1995, the Blazer ended and was replaced by the Chevy Tahoe. Okay. I wonder why that is. You know, you have decades of, people knowing what a Blazer is, and then they just replace it with a new name called the Tahoe. Did it have something to do with smoking? Blazing? I don't know. Okay, well anyways, here's a cool little old vintage ad. And wonder if the wheels are supposed to be these kind of wheels here. I'm sure many types of wheels were offered as options on these things. Let's see about the rear view here. Naturally the bumpers are a different color, but the headlight position, the tail light positions, that little center thing, the pull down, I'm guessing that's like the handle to pull the tailgate down in the middle. That looks right. Okay. Alright, and this is the best photo I could find of the X-Files truck. But we got the sheriff, some sort of stuff printed under there, maybe the county logo or whatever, and then the lights, and then the white bumpers, and then the wheels again. They look similar to that blurry image, so I think it looks good. Okay. I know Greenlight's done many of these K5 Blazers, but none of the other paint jobs are doing it for me. And I watched X-Files a little bit when it was on, and I didn't watch it religiously like some of my friends, but I thought it was an alright show. A little slow, but every now and then there'd be some interesting, weird alien things going on. Okay, look at the tires. They look pretty good, nicely curved. And yeah, I guess those wheels, they look like wheels from this era. I'm not sure if they're going for stamped steel wheels or those billet aluminum ones from the first retro ad there. But we can see a little silver trim, mimicking the chrome on the real truck. Unfortunately, the doors almost vanished. The paint's so thick here. It's kind of hard to see from the side. It's like there's no door panels. But from here, you can see a little hint of it. Greenlight is good with the tampo printing. It's not a decal, so that's nice. Door handle sticking out. It's painted silver, as well as the little lock mechanism. That is the lock, right, guys? It's just really low, right? If your hand's reaching up here, wouldn't the lock be around there? Or maybe this is something else. I don't know. Okay, fuel filler door there. Yeah, Greenlight's roll. Okay, so the front end, yeah, the ghostly white headlights. That's one of my criticisms of this brand. Be nice to have a graphic there like Hot Wheels and Matchbox do. Okay, but what is nice is they seem to have put a black paint wash. Or, I don't know, maybe they printed this. It could be a tampo print? What do you guys think? Is it printed or paint washed? But anyways, it's nice. It really makes the grill texture pop out, so I like it. And then we got some orange printed here for those, I don't know if those are reflectors or turn signals. Can't really see on the photograph there. Looks like two tiny little indications of the rivets holding the bumper on. And then what's beautiful about this one is there's no opening hood. So there's no giant dark recess there that I've seen on some other ones. But unfortunately, some paint contaminants, so that's too bad. This brown, I don't think it's metallic. I think it's just a regular brown. I'm not seeing any speckling in it. No. Okay, this side here, we got a little orange reflector there. And then the red here of the tail light. Tiny little backup lights. There is a little silver trim around these taillights, and Greenlight seems to have ignored that on this particular model. Oh well. There's that silver for what I'm guessing is the handle to pull this thing down. And then we got 4 rivet marks here. And unfortunately, it's just a plain white license plate. It would have been nice to have something there. Like, wouldn't it be cool to have XFiles written there? Or maybe like Sheriff or that logo? Or at least the year, 1981. Okay, well, police lights up here. There's a lot of extra flashing though on this plastic here. That's yeah, really bad. I guess I could clip it off with some side cutters. Okay, so this is a plastic top. It's not glued down. There's no, well, there are 2 tiny indexes here to help keep it on, but none up here. So a little sticky tack will keep that in place. I guess you could also use like school glue, but I don't know. I'll just use sticky tack. Okay, well this is cool. You know, I like to see that there's a different color here for this bench seat, and it's really cool that there's a separate spare, and it's using the same wheel as that one, and probably the same tire. Yeah, it looks like it's the same tire. This is weird though, right? The back of this seat, how it just, well, seems odd, right? It's just a tall slab there. Seats aren't really that flat on the back. That looks like a billboard more than a seat. Okay, well, let's see here. Looks like yeah, there we go. A lot of detail on that dashboard. A lot of molded in dials and stuff like that. Yeah, very nice interior actually. Mainly because it's gray. You can see it with the lighter colors. Wiper blades here are sticking up and painted silver, and yet the window trim is painted black. So that's cool. Oh, I see what's going on. The black is on the casting, and the silver is part of the plastic molding. Okay, so. But this is weird as well. There's black on the casting here, but then there's black on the window. Interesting. I guess they had to, though. They had to do it there, but... Well, anyways, it looks good. That steering wheel is a bit massive, though. Right? That's a huge disproportionate steering wheel, I think. What do you guys... Yeah, there's just no way a steering wheel would be that big on this vehicle. So that's weird. It doesn't look so bad from the front. Maybe it's the distortion of the windows magnifying it. From back here, I still think that's probably pretty big. Oh well. It's alright, I guess. This is actually quite rigid. It doesn't want to flex, so I don't think this is a flexible plastic, so you probably don't want to be bending it too much. Well, that's a disaster. How did I miss that earlier? I mean, what the heck, man? That is just raw casting sitting there. So, there must have been a giant, like, water bubble there or something, and the paint went over it, and then the water bubble evaporated or just flaked off. That's the only thing I can imagine. I mean, that's huge. So that's a big problem. Okay. Well, luckily, I don't think I'll ever display it like this pickup version. You know, if it was like this in the XFiles, I'm gonna display it like that in the XFiles. Okay. Alright, so the bottom, it's unfortunately press fit together, so mods will be difficult. But it's nice to see what the vehicle is, what year it is. That's particularly nice because this thing stretched for several decades. And then I guess that's the serial number? I I don't know how many thousands of these things they made. But anyways, okay, so the exhaust pipes are going out the sides there. Alright. 2019. Yeah. Okay, well, it's pretty cool. Except for that. I mean, that's a big blemish. Oh. Wow. Maybe I don't know what to do with that. For now, that's the solution. But I can see a lot of paint contaminants. Or could it possibly be paint rash already? That would be sad for something that's new, but those are some pretty big contaminants there right on the hood. But I'll take those contaminants with the fact that I don't see an opening hood. So it looks nice, you know, all the panel gaps look consistent. They're not glaringly obvious. And even the gap between this plastic thing and the diecast isn't too bad. Especially here, it's a really tight fit. It's not so good here, I guess, but alright. Well, anyways, I'm okay with it. So let's put this up on the spin machine. It's just got our spin solo today. I didn't pull out any other trucks to compare it to, but Greenlight does so many different trucks that I know that I'll compare this to something somewhere in the future. Okay. Oh boy, another weird thing I'm noticing, and this happened on my Bronco from Greenlight. It's got these squiggly paint marks. So let's look at this thing here. It's a really dark frosting, but you can see the brown paint is like really hair thin, and it's kind of splotchy on this thing. I'm sure I could pick it all off, but yeah, whatever their process they're doing for painting this, it could be a little cleaner. Okay. Alright, so well, as usual, I mean, for the price of a Greenlight, I think you're getting a lot of value there. It's pretty cool detail, I think. I like the fact that they have pretty good wheels in most cases, and they have separate bumpers, which seem more realistic to me. And then they very often have some color in the interiors, so you can actually see the molded details that someone designed in there. So, I'm a big fan. Okay, well, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in the next Greenlight truck review.